Hey there, Jake. Great speaking with you earlier today. So in this video, I'm going to show you 3 things that you guys can do today to help bring in more customers to your business. Again, my name is Seleni and I work with business owners across the state of Utah, but I'm putting together this quick custom video for you just about your online presence like we spoke about, and specifically how you're stacking up against competition. Possibly at this point in the video, you're asking yourself, okay, why would she be doing this? What's the catch here? Totally a fair question. What I found is that a lot of local business owners are just too busy running their business, that learning how to leverage the internet just gets buried underneath all of the other to-dos. And the reason you may not have hired somebody yet is because you just don't know who to trust or know who is truly an expert. So that's exactly why I make videos like this. I found that by giving people an easy, free attack plan of things that they can actually do to impact their business for free, some of those local business owners still raise their hands and say, hey, I like you, Seleni, can you please just handle this for me? So if by the end of this video you've liked what you've heard and can see that I've got a lot of tricks up my sleeve that can help your business, shoot me a message back and we can chat. Or if you simply want to take this free attack plan and do it yourself, that works for me too. Now, let's cover the 3 things that are going to set VP Roofing above your competition. First would be content, second, citations, and third, backlinks. And so starting first up, content. So since Google isn't a human, it doesn't just know what you do. It's got to be told through your content. So content's basically going to be anything here that you can see that's highlighted. So it can be pictures, it can be text, what's behind the pictures, all of that can be considered content. Now, a great example of this, let's just scroll up here into the top of your homepage here. Or sorry, let's scroll down here. If we do a right click, save image as, we can see what that image is saved as. Just rooftop with a bunch of numbers there. Similarly, we can check out that image. Similar ID that way. Also, if we come in here and do an inspect, we can see the alt text. It's kind of hard to highlight it here because it doesn't really let you highlight much right here, but right in here, you can see what the alt text is also being labeled as. So both of these areas are pretty big misses to be able to instead have opportunities to leverage high volume keywords, both in the image descriptions and the alt text. Again, on your website, the goal is having unique and authoritative content. You've got to have enough of it though to be able to add in the keywords and phrases that people are actually searching for in Google in order for them to find the services that you offer. So in order to rank number 1 on Google, usually for roofing, the average content count is like 1,500 to 2,400 words on your homepage. When I went ahead and counted all your content here and copied and pasted it, it looks like you're sitting around 400 words here on your homepage. So again, being able to just bump that up and get, again, the right content with the keywords, that's super instrumental for you. Okay, we're going to actually pivot real quick, jump over into one of my tools. Whoops, sorry, I did not have that pulled up on the right page here. I've actually got one of the competitors there in just the Provo area. Obviously, I know you guys do a ton of areas and a lot of services. I just kind of stuck general to roofing and I went to Provo just because of the volume and just where it's right next to you guys there. But I've got one of the competitors that are pulling in the top spots. We've got Epic pulled open here. Right off the bat, we can see in the overview with this tool, I guess kind of a brief background of it. This just really helps us to be able to see kind of what Google looks like at. Sorry, what Google is looking at when it does come to ranking a site. So I can see right off the bat like how many keywords their site is being found for and roughly the type of traffic that it's driving every month. Since we're talking about content, we're going to jump in here into the keywords. And you can see here right off the bat, they're being found for a lot of like Utah County keywords. There's a Provo, quite a few Provo, a couple random Woodland Hills, Fairview, Saratoga. As you can see here, a few of those, right? Definitely focusing on the Utah County and Provo just because that's where a lot of the volume is. And you can see here, like for instance, these key terms are being searched 100 times every month for that one, 100 times every month for that one, 150 for that one, Provo alone 100, just again 80 in Provo, another 80 in Provo, another 80. So you've got hundreds of people searching between Provo, all the other cities, Utah County. I mean, you've got hundreds, if not thousands of people searching for different roofing services, obviously. And just depending on where you want to narrow down, but just kind of looking at it and seeing like, what would that do for your business to be capturing even a percentage of that traffic, right? I know we briefly talked about your other strategy that you guys are using right now. And so it's just kind of cool to see like, what could you do if you were able to capture these eyes or even a percentage of that? Again, jumping over here into your site, I've got your URL plugged right in here. See the same type of overview here. You can see how many keywords your site is being found for and the type of traffic it's driving. Again, we can take a dive into your keywords, kind of see what you're being found for here. So you can see here, the one that you're ranking the highest for is obviously a branded, just your name being searched every month. I anticipate, just especially with you guys doing the strategy you guys had mentioned. And then it looks like you're pulling up for roof painting Logan, roofing Utah. The thing with the roofing Utah is you are just a lot further down, so you're looking third page for this one. And it looks like roof adjuster and then roof replacement Salt Lake City, but again down on like the 10th page of Google here for that one. And so you can just see here, we're not seeing a lot of the volume that you could be being found for, and even the other list I showed you was not exhaustive, right? This is just a tool, it's not 100% accurate, but it gives us a really good idea of what's working well for them and what's working well for you. So just kind of a thing to look at of what you're being found for there with keywords. So again, really bumping up and making sure that you get your content here on your homepage bumped up using the right keywords and phrases again. That way customers are finding what they're searching for every single month. Okay, so now we're going to hurry and take a quick jump over here into Google. I've got one of those key terms pulled in here for roofing Provo. Usually in the top you see the ads section. I don't know why it's not showing right now. Hit or miss with Google on that. But that's another thing. The thing with ads is sometimes they totally can work. Not dogging on ads here, but they can be a money pit if your website or foundation's not dialed in, or if people are using ad blockers or anything like that. So just be careful to not burn through your money there. But we're going to jump down here below the ads into the coveted map pack section here. And this has a lot to do with the second important thing we're going to talk about, which is citations. And you're probably saying, okay, well, what's a citation? Why do they matter? Well, to get yourself here in the top 3 spots, that's not a sponsored spot, the number one thing that Google looks at is a thing called citations. So what are they? It's just your business name, address, and phone number listed on a bunch of online directories, such as these. When you have more citations, especially from authoritative or industry-specific sites, it helps Google to be able to give relevance to your business, helping push you here to the top. Of course, there's other optimizations and things that go along with this, but citations is a major part of this. And so what we've seen with a lot of roofing companies that are ranking at the top, they're often around 100 to 200 citations here. So if you're down on second or third page, you might only have 5 to 30 citations. So we not only need to match them, but then we need to beat them. Now we're going to talk about the last thing, which is backlinks, or often called link juice. So if we scroll down below the map pack, we get down in here into the organics listing section, right? We can see you guys are not ranked number 1, 2, 3, 4, anywhere here on the first page of Google. Now, ideally, that is where you want to be. So we know that the organics listings down in here again is responsible for about 60% of overall page clicks, whereas the map section up here is responsible for about 40% of the page clicks and searches there. And then out of the 60% down here, top 3 spots are typically getting about 75% of the clicks, meaning that most of your potential customers are choosing one of these first 3 results, never making it down to your listing. So in order to get here, you just need authority, and especially through backlinks. So a backlink is just when one website links to another website online, kind of like a popularity contest back in high school. So you just want to have more relevant backlinks being pointed back to your site. Now, if we jump back over here again into Ahrefs, let's go back up into the review. I can see here that your site, again, got your URL here, has 159 backlinks being pointed back to your website. It's not bad. It's a great start. It's just not dominating in the way that you need to be with the correct foundations on your website with that. If we jump over here again into one of the top competitors in that area, we can see here they've got 60 backlinks pointed back to their site. Again, you might be questioning that a little bit because they have a lower quantity here. Remember what I said about relevant though. Quality over quantity here is really important with backlinks. I've seen so many times that a lower quantity backlinks can totally beat out a higher quantity just depending on the specifics and type of quality that we've got going on here. So again, just making sure that we're helping increase those. We can take an exact look of what type of links that you're getting back to your site and just be able to help increase those quality and get better ones being pointed back to your site and just increasing the quality there. So again, the 3 things that you can work on today is just first getting that content count up to at least the 1,500 words, if not shooting for 2,400, again, using the right keywords and phrases. Second, citations, just getting your name, address, and phone number listed on as many online directories. And then lastly, backlinks, just making sure that you guys are focusing on more high quality, relevant backlinks being pointed back to your website. And again, if you implement those strategies today, you guys can start seeing your way pushing up on Google here. Now, I know how tough the market is. I know how small businesses, how dependent small businesses are potentially on third-party companies like Angie's List, where you're paying for shared leads, or even work on some other strategies, kind of like you're talking about with that we spoke of earlier. What I've given to you today is just an actionable plan, having clients come straight to your door without even either having to pay employees to do the other strategy or paying for a broker in between like Angie's List. So with all this, I know kind of what we had discussed. I'm sure you're wondering at this point, like, one, if you feel like you cannot handle any other clients, totally fair. Give me a quick note telling me you watched the video. If you want to go ahead and continue your strategy, not here to press, anything like that. Just looking for some opportunities and seeing what potential you've got here, and just wanted to make sure that you're aware of it, help educate, bring value to you as a local business here in our area. Second, if you're ready to grow and you want to try to take this blueprint and implement these strategies on your very own today, I gave you the exact formula that businesses do pay tons of dollars to have. So love to hear what stood out to you about it, and wish you the best of luck if you decide that journey as well. Or if you've decided kind of change of heart and change of mind there with anything, if you found this information valuable, happy to set up a time to chat and dive deeper into your situation if you want as well. So again, my name is Seleni and I look forward to your feedback. Thanks so much, Jake. Have a good night.